Welcome back, my fellow time travelers, to another episode of Timeless Sagas. Today, we're going to explore the fascinating tale of the rise of Islam, a historical journey that changed the world in more ways than one. So, buckle up, grab your snacks, and let's embark on a journey back to the sands and stories of 7th century Arabia. Once upon a time, in the harsh desert landscape of the Arabian Peninsula, a man named Muhammad was born in the bustling trading city of Mecca. This was around the year 570 CE, and little did the world know that this man's life would mark the beginning of one of the most influential religious and social transformations in human history. Now, to set the stage, let's talk about the socio-political climate of the Arabian Peninsula before Islam. The region was dominated by tribal societies, with the Quraysh being the most powerful tribe in Mecca. Religion was a hodgepodge of polytheism, with people worshipping numerous gods and goddesses. There were also some Christians and Jews scattered throughout the region, but overall, religious practices were pretty diverse and often divisive. Enter Muhammad, a man who would become a visionary and a prophet. He was orphaned at a young age and was raised by his uncle. As a young man, he became a merchant, known for his honesty and trustworthiness. But it wasn't until the age of 40 that Muhammad's life took a dramatic turn. One fateful night, while meditating in a cave called Hira, just outside of Mecca, Muhammad had an extraordinary experience. He was visited by the angel Gabriel, who delivered a divine revelation from Allah, the one true God. This would be the first of many revelations that would continue throughout his life. These revelations, which were eventually compiled into the Holy Book of Islam, the Quran, formed the foundation of the Islamic faith. At first, Muhammad shared these revelations with only his close family and friends. But soon, he began preaching publicly, calling for a radical transformation of society. He urged people to abandon the worship of multiple gods and embrace monotheism, the belief in one, all-powerful God. He also called for social justice, emphasizing the importance of charity, compassion, and equality. Now, as you can imagine, this new message didn't exactly sit well with everyone in Mecca. The powerful Quraysh tribe, who had a vested interest in preserving the status quo and maintaining control over the lucrative pilgrimage trade to the Kaaba, a sacred shrine that housed numerous idols, saw Muhammad's message as a direct threat to their power and prosperity. This led to mounting tensions between the early Muslims and the Meccan establishment. Persecution and harassment of the early Muslim community became increasingly severe, and in 622 CE, Muhammad and his followers made a bold decision. They embarked on a journey known as the Hijra, migrating from Mecca to a city called Yathrib, which would later be renamed Medina, the city of the Prophet. This pivotal moment marked the beginning of the Islamic calendar and the formation of the first Islamic state. In Medina, the Muslim community continued to grow and strengthen. They established a new social and political order based on Islamic principles, with Muhammad as both a spiritual and political leader. But tensions with the Meccans didn't just disappear. Instead, they escalated into a series of armed conflicts, known as the Battles of Badr, Uhud, and the Trench. Now, I won't go into too much detail about these battles, although they are fascinating stories in their own right, but suffice it to say that over time, the Muslims emerged victorious. In 628 CE, they negotiated the Treaty of Hudaybiyah with the Meccans, which allowed Muslims to return to Mecca for pilgrimage and laid the groundwork for greater acceptance of Islam throughout the Arabian Peninsula. Just 2 years later, the Meccans violated the treaty, giving the Muslims a pretext to march on Mecca with an impressive force of 10,000 men. The city surrendered without a fight, and Muhammad declared a general amnesty for its inhabitants. The idols in the Kaaba were destroyed, and the site was rededicated as a house of monotheistic worship. From this point on, the tide had turned, and Islam spread rapidly throughout the region. Tribal leaders and entire communities converted to the new faith, drawn to its message of unity, social justice, and spiritual fulfillment. By the time of Muhammad's death in 632 CE, the religion of Islam had become firmly established across the Arabian Peninsula. But the story doesn't end there, my friends. In the years following Muhammad's death, Islam continued to expand beyond the borders of Arabia, fueled by a combination of religious zeal, economic interests, and the quest for political power. Under the leadership of the Rashidun and Umayyad caliphates, Muslim armies conquered vast territories, from the shores of the Mediterranean to the mountains of Central Asia. As the Islamic Empire grew, it absorbed and integrated diverse cultures, beliefs, and ideas. The knowledge and achievements of the ancient Greeks, Romans, Persians, and Indians were preserved, translated, and built upon by Muslim scholars, resulting in a flourishing of science, philosophy, and the arts. The impact of these intellectual endeavors can still be felt today, as they laid the groundwork for many of the advancements that shaped the course of human history. So, there you have it, the tale of the rise of Islam, a story that spans centuries and continents, with an enduring legacy that reaches into the present day. As we've seen, this fascinating saga is not just about religion, but also about power struggles, social transformation, and the quest for knowledge. It's a timeless tale that reminds us of the complexity of the human experience and the power of ideas to shape our world. I hope you enjoyed our journey into the sands and stories of 7th century Arabia. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Timeless Sagas for more thrilling trips through the annals of history. And as always, stay curious, my friends, and keep exploring the timeless tales that make our world so fascinating. Until next time.